Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's more of a big talker than a go getter. While he can be charming and excited about new ideas, he doesn't have the patience or discipline to follow through. You might find him jumping from one plan to another without actually making real progress.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he doesn't show much emotion on the surface. But inside, he's quick to pull back and distance himself. Instead of coming up with solutions or trying again, he's more likely to shut down or avoid facing the problem. If you want a partner who can weather storms and keep trying, this might not be the right fit.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work may find him friendly at first because of his lively nature, but respect is rare. He often speaks without thinking and doesn't bother much about being polite, which can rub colleagues the wrong way. He isn't the type to build close work relationships or be the peacemaker in the team.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, don't expect him to clap the loudest for you. Deep down, he may feel insecure or left out, especially if he's not doing much himself. Instead of sharing your happiness, he may simply go silent or change the topic.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he might not say anything upfront, but inside it could bother him quite a bit. He won't really argue about money, but you could notice him pulling away or acting less interested whenever your success comes up. He may avoid talking about finances altogether or change the subject quickly.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is not the best at handling money carefully. He's likely to spend on things that catch his eye or make him feel good in the moment without really thinking about the future. Don't expect him to keep track of bills or stick to a budget.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He tends to live in the moment and can easily get tempted to show off or create a flashy image, even if it's beyond his means. You might see him spending on things he doesn't really need, just to look good in front of others or keep up appearances. He's not very practical when it comes to deciding what he can actually afford.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's not really warm and giving when it comes to kindness or money. While he might splash out on himself or spend on things that catch his fancy, he doesn't go out of his way to help others or share what he has. When someone needs a helping hand or a listening ear, he's often not there.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's not going to be openly controlling about money, but he may be quite secretive. He might avoid talking about his spending, debts, or how much he actually has, especially if things aren't going well. If you want open communication and honesty about money, you may often feel left in the dark with him.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's not likely to jump in and help with housework on his own. In his mind, chores often end up being your job rather than something to share together. Don't expect him to notice what needs to be done or take responsibility without being told.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's the type who often stands by and watches rather than actually pitching in. When it comes to chores or taking care of children, he might say, "Let me know if you need help," but rarely rolls up his sleeves. Don't count on him for regular help with diapers, cleaning, or daily tasks.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He usually doesn't put much effort into understanding your side of things. When faced with a disagreement, he's likely to argue or stand his ground rather than listen calmly. This can make you feel like your voice isn't really heard or valued.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually won't explode or lose his temper in obvious ways, but he can say things that are sharp or hurtful. Instead of shouting, he might make cutting remarks, be sarcastic, or use words that sting, showing little care for your feelings in that moment. He doesn't lash out physically or create big scenes, but his words can still leave deep marks.
Does he have a bad temper?
He doesn't get angry very quickly or easily, so you won't see big outbursts or shouting matches often. However, just because he's not explosive doesn't mean all is well. He tends to hide his frustrations and pull away quietly instead. This can leave problems unresolved and make you feel like you're facing things alone.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
Saying sorry and taking responsibility doesn't come easily to him. When something goes wrong, he's more likely to brush it off, make excuses, or even find a way to put the blame on you rather than reflect on his own actions. You deserve someone who owns up and stands with you in tough times.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may not be the best at respecting boundaries, especially if he doesn't get his way. He often thinks more about what he wants and pays less attention to how you feel or what you've said. This can sometimes make you feel uncomfortable or like your voice isn't heard.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding or asking how you feel, he might act distant, sulk, or make comments that make you feel guilty. Remember, a caring partner listens and cares for your comfort, not just his own needs.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
It's wise to be careful with him in private moments. He doesn't show much kindness or sensitivity, so there's a chance he could use personal details or moments against you if things get tough between you. If you're looking for trust and safety, this can feel risky and leave you uneasy.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's easily distracted by other women and may not be fully committed in a relationship. His need for excitement and new experiences, along with a lack of strong emotional attachment, can lead him to flirt or seek attention elsewhere, even if he doesn't mean harm. If loyalty and trust matter to you, this behavior can cause a lot of heartache.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He isn't usually the type to be openly jealous or overly possessive. Instead of controlling your every move or constantly checking up on you, he's more likely to pull back and stay emotionally distant. It may feel like freedom, but underneath it can be a lack of real connection and commitment.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his nature isn't really protective. It's more distant than controlling. He doesn't try to watch over you closely or act possessive about your choices. If you see him acting protective, it's unlikely to be a hidden sign of control. He just isn't deeply involved enough.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He doesn't naturally view parenting as something both parents share equally and may leave you handling most of the daily responsibilities with the children. This can lead to feeling overwhelmed or unsupported, especially when things get busy or tough.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he usually stays calm and doesn't lose his temper or yell. He's not one to explode over small problems, but this calmness can also mean he avoids dealing with the issue or helping the kids work through their feelings. Instead of offering support or guidance, he might pull away, become quiet, or ignore the problem altogether.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He's not likely to give you strong support either as a mother or as your own person. He may be too caught up in his own world to truly notice or appreciate everything you do at home and at work. You could end up feeling alone in both your parenting and personal growth.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is a real possibility with him. He may seem fine with your work now, especially if it doesn't affect his own comfort. Over time, you could start feeling pressure to give up your ambitions so things run smoothly.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's more likely to act polite on the surface without showing real warmth or genuine care towards your parents. He may say the right things or show basic manners when they visit, but he won't go out of his way to build a true bond or make them feel like family. Over time, this can make family gatherings feel a bit cold or awkward. He's more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making the effort to fit in himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he won't lose his temper, but he also won't address the problem directly or help smooth things over. Instead, he's more likely to pull back, stay quiet, or leave you to deal with the tension by yourself. It's important to think about whether you want a partner who will help face family challenges head on.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is quite likely with him. He might seem relaxed and modern when alone with you, giving you freedom and space. Over time, you might feel pulled in two directions, trying to please everyone but losing yourself in the process.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay out of it rather than actively support you. He tends to avoid getting involved in conflicts, especially with his family, and may even go quiet instead of defending you or trying to make peace. Don't expect him to take your side or speak up for you when it really counts.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He's not what you'd call a classic mummy's boy, meaning he doesn't run to his mother for every little thing or let her control his daily life. But he also doesn't put much effort into standing up for you if there's a conflict. Most likely, he'll take a step back and avoid choosing sides at all.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He's not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He keeps things to himself, sometimes to the point of secrecy, rather than opening up even to his family. This can make it hard to solve problems together as he prefers to keep things bottled up or hidden.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Day in and day out, being with this man can feel quite lonely and one sided. He might seem fun or interesting when things are light, but when life gets serious, whether it's chores, family issues, parenting, or your own goals, you'll often find yourself handling everything on your own.